What's going on, everybody? Optimal Reviews here, and today we're going to be going over Insanity version 2 by Asylum. Is it good? Is it worth it? Let's find out. So today we have Insanity version 2 by Asylum. Now this thing is nice. Like, look at the freaking label, look at the zombie, and you got this guy, and you got this in the background. It's, you know what else is really scary, guys? Oh, it's a job application. Oh! But yeah, it's a scary pre-workout. Not like scary hours, but this one's even more scary because there's a freaking zombie. Freaking zombie, guys. But, no, yeah, this is just version 2 of Insanity, and it's just made by Project Mascat. And I'll say this, I was actually going to do a review yesterday, but some stuff came out, so I want to get this done on today, Sunday. So, yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful High Stim Saturday, and you had a wonderful time with whatever you guys are doing. But, yeah, no, I have to say, Masscast and Steel Asylum, well, this is under the Masscast Nation, by the way, so they've been releasing a lot of pre's, a good amount of pre's that's just been going all over the place, and, like, I haven't had a bad one yet. And I'll tell you if there was a bad one. But this one, very good. And I like it so far. It actually, it's still under the, it actually reminds me, there goes that. It actually reminds me a lot of Judgment Day. Now, yes, I know, it tastes like Judgment Day. It tastes like that. But it's actually, like, not as like freaking like just down to the dirt as Judgment Day is, which is not a bad thing. I might actually kind of prefer the Insanity over the Judgment Day, but we'll go first. Let's go over the label before I go over that. So, one scoop is about 15.9 grams. You're gonna get 25 servings per container. Now that scoop is deadly accurate. So all you do is a level scoop, and you're gonna get about 16 grams. So this thing is straight accurate. So you don't even need the measuring thing for this. Then they give you vitamin B3 is niacin at 14.5 grams. They give you vitamin B6 at 5 milligrams. Then they give you some sodium Himalayan salt at 100 milligrams. So they give you L-citrulline malate at 8,000 milligrams. That's a nice dose, guys, with what they did with that. You don't need to stack any pumps on top of this. And then they give you beta-alanine at 3,200 milligrams. We get some tingles there. Not too bad on the tingles. And they give you betaine anhydrous at 1,000 milligrams. And then you get some alpha GPC at 500 milligrams. That's to get some nootropics into you guys. Then they give you the caffeine anhydrous at 350 milligrams. And then they give you the 2-amino, that DMHA at 100 milligrams. And this is some nice quality DMHA. Then they give you some 3-obromide at 100. They give you some dicaffeine malate at 50 milligrams. And then they give you a little bit of L-carnitine at 30 milligrams, which, yeah, I guess that's not a bad ingredient. It's in there, not complaining about it. Then they give you some estrogen at 25 milligrams. All right, guys, so that's the label. Let's go to the review. All right, guys, so now since we went over the label, let's go over the product itself. So just a heads up, this is one of the new flavors, Miami Vice. I got like a blackberry lemonade, blueberry lemonade mixture type of thing. It tasted like the Dark Rhino I reviewed not so long ago. They do come out with a couple different flavors, so if you don't like Miami Vice, I think they got a couple different flavors. But we're not here to talk about flavors, guys. We want to talk about the review. So I took the drink about 30 minutes before I went to the gym, okay? So actually, I recommend even you taking this 40 minutes before you get to the gym, because this thing is a builder. It takes about 50 minutes for everything to kind of just come in and just get into your own reel. So, yeah, about 40 minutes before you go to the gym, I would recommend drinking this. So, the betas will start to come in, and they last a little bit. I would say they last about 20 to 30 minutes. It comes in around the 20-minute mark, so the betas take a little bit to kick in. And then once you get to the gym around, the 50-minute mark, they'll start to go away. So, not too much of the betas on this, but yeah, you'll get some really nice. And then around the 40-minute mark, you'll get some of that nootropics with the alpha GPC, and you'll start to get some nootropics, and you'll start to feel a little bit good. And then around the 50 to 55-minute mark, everything just starts to come in. So this stuff is a very big builder, and I took the drink twice. I did arms and legs with this. Now, with legs, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I did it the other day, and I did not want to go to the gym at all, like on that Saturday, because, well, actually, I like doing legs, but I like doing really nice building. But I'm trying to do other pre-workouts for legs as well. So, and it's just like, oh, man, I almost actually left the gym, and then this thing started to kick in. I was just like, okay, come on, you got to do it. You got to be here for at least an hour and 15 minutes, and then you can go. So I did like. Let's see, I think it was like 450 on the hack squat or whatever. So I did that for 12. And after that, I was warmed up and I was ready to conquer the world, as they would say. So yeah, this stuff is really good for legs. But what even surprised me more, how good it was for arms. So I was doing shoulders and I was like getting it like aggressive. I was like, okay, come on, let's get this weight. So I wouldn't say it's like makes you like, come on, like after a minute and a half, like 3 minutes after your set is done, you'll be like wanting, okay, let's do more. Let's get this muscle, let's get this on the way. And yeah, this was really nice, impressive on how it did for lifting for me on the arms. It really surprised me. The pumps, they weren't bad. I'd say they were actually pretty good, like some really nice vascularity on your arms. With 8,000 milligrams of L-citrulline malate, it definitely gives you the pumps, what you need. I wouldn't recommend stacking a pump formula on top of this because you're getting everything that you need from this. So yeah, I would say that it was a really overall good experience when it comes to lifting. I would even say I like it a little bit better than Judgment Day because after when I took Judgment Day, I got a little bit of brain fog, but it went away quickly. With this stuff, I got no brain fog whatsoever. And in fact, actually, it was after the gym and I was working out hard, I actually got it's almost reminded me a little bit of the Mary Jane, if you guys had it. And like, you just be listening to music and you're just like, a couple hours later, you're like, oh my gosh, this sounds wonderful. Get definitely some dopamine release on this stuff. Very, very nice dopamine release after the gym. So you could even take this, I would say, before you go to work, because that's what I did. And I wasn't too amped up. I wasn't too stemmed out of my mind. It was really good overall. Perfect for that. When it comes to running, sorry guys, I don't recommend this. Don't. If you're going an all-out sprint, no, it's almost exactly like Judgment Day when it came to that, which was out of breath, heart rate doesn't go down fast enough. It's just like, I wouldn't recommend it for cardio. And I don't think this king is claiming to be good for cardio, which it really isn't. I mean, if you're just going for a nice little walk or even speed walking, this stuff is okay for that. But if you're going on an all-out sprint and you're just going all out, no, I wouldn't recommend this, but that's not what it's for. And so we're going to give that like a 3. We're going to give it a 3. Not as bad as Judgment Day. That was bad for that, but yeah, no, just lifting. This thing is amazing, guys. It's amazing. That's amazing. So yeah, Insanity by Steel Asylum under the Mass Cast Nation. So this is a very nice thing. They got some more on the way, so let's see what the Mass Cast Nation brings to the table, guys. Let's see what they bring. But yeah, Insanity. And yeah, if you guys like the video, you can actually buy it below. I'll link the link below. Use my code OPTIMAL. But yeah, that's Insanity by Mass Cast Nation. Steel Asylum, guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful rest of your week. All right, peace, guys.